All right, let's go back to the issue of the coalition breakup today and the implications it will have for Conservative politics in Australia. Joining me now, former Nationals leader, former Deputy Prime Minister of Australia, John Anderson. Well, John, you, like me, are a strong coalitionist. You must be dismayed at what's happened today.
I'm dismayed at what's happening in Australia, Peter. The reality is that we now face an unholy trifecta of epic proportions: security, the economy, and monstrous intergenerational theft, because the economy is so weak, we can't live within our means, and we are sacrificing our children's future. Therefore, the parties do not exist to serve themselves. They exist to serve the national interest. We've just been through an election which could have been won, in my view, and I profoundly believe that to be true, if we'd had the policies to address the issues that, once triggered in people's minds and understanding, they know have to be addressed if we are to halt our structural decline. Now, there's no doubt in my mind that experience shows over the 80 years that the coalition agreement has been in place, that working together produces better government for the country, and Australia needs better government now more than ever. We are in danger of permanently entering structural decline, and this is happening in the context of a very dangerous world. So I hope they can sort their differences out very, very quickly. This is about the national need and the reality that we have a government that is simply not up to it.
I made the point a bit earlier, the Libs want 4, 5, 6 months to go through all their policies. They say they will not have a position on anything in that time. I also say they'll be confronted by the reality when they return to the Parliament in July. They will have to deal with issues, they'll have to do media, they'll have to vote on legislation. They don't have the luxury of not having a view on things until Christmas time. The Nats say, well, we couldn't wait around for that. We're not going to junk things like nuclear power. And the 4 policies in contention were 4 policies that 2 weeks ago Liberals and Nationals were campaigning on in the electorate. I mean, were the Nats premature here, or was this inevitable if the Libs weren't going to have positions before Christmas?
I think it's quite simple. I think the issue is you've got to say what is threatening Australia and what are we going to do about it. And the issues that are being raised, they're important, yes, I know. But the key issues now they are security, they are intergenerational theft, they are the mismanagement of the economy, an out-of-date tax system, declining productivity. Until we fix those, they should have been the focus. They should have been the things. I'm sorry to say, I know I'm out of step with a lot of people who don't see the same concerns that I have, that we are in serious structural and geopolitical danger. So I just have a different perspective on what the priorities ought to be. The parties don't exist to serve themselves. They exist to serve the nation. And how best to do that? How best to do that is to get together and actually focus on the real issues. Now, the problem that the National Party has faced when this has been done before, because it has been done before, is that the spokesman, that people have to be experts on everything, cover so many portfolios. One of the beauties of coalition is that you can break up responsibility for the portfolios that are very important for everybody, for each particular party. And that was one of the experiences that the National Party will now have to grapple with, because in the past, when this has been tried, it just exhausted shadow ministers or people with shadow responsibility. They said we couldn't manage 4 or 5 portfolios at once, and we ended up doing none of them properly.
I guess so the risk is the longer they are apart. The risk, John, is the longer they are apart and they take additional and divergent policy positions, the harder it will be to get them back together again.
Yes, it will. And the higher the chance that we won't be able to turn around the structural decline into a South American-style political and economic decline. That's the reality confronting Australia. We have the fastest collapsing living standards in the OECD. We have the most appalling taxation proposals before us that are going to drive investment away, introduce inequities that I don't see can ever actually be constitutionally valid. You know, if it's not robbery to presume of capital gains when they haven't been realised, I don't know what is. Anyway, the point is, Australia faces really serious issues. Let's analyse what they are and go out and prosecute the case and the need to address them.
We will leave it there. We will be talking, I'm sure, about the lack of a coalition from here on in. Thank you, John Anderson.